Hello and welcome everyone. So I'm going to do a video here on the potential renal acid load of foods and its influence on pH. This was done back in 1995, July of 1995 to be exact. This is from PubMed. I'm not a fan of PubMed, and I'm actually very surprised that they have done an article on this, only because PubMed is very biased to the medical community, Western medicine. However, there's little bits of research that I'm able to find to really show you that particular foods contain higher acid levels. And I've talked about this last year. I've talked about this a lot more this year, especially in my newer videos. So let me explain a little more what they've came up with. When nutrient data from actual food composition tables were used, the calculation model yielded PRAL values that ranged from an average maximum of 23.6 MEQ over 100 grams for certain hard cheeses, and then over 100, same thing, the MEQ over 100 grams for fats, oils to an average, and then it's going into the minus, this is what I really want to show you, the minus MEQ over 100 grams for fruits and fruit juices and vegetables. By means of these PRAL data, summed according to the amounts of foods and beverages consumed daily, and by estimated excretion amount of organic acids based on body size, the daily NAE can be calculated. Okay? So what this means is, folks, that obviously hard cheeses contain higher amounts of acids coming out in the urine. This has nothing to do with the pH in your blood. Once again, I want everyone to see that this has to do with urine pH. So you can get acids in your urine. Now, again, I want to mention that if you've ever done urine therapy or you think you're going to do it, the whole point is to get acids out of your body, and if you keep drinking those acids back in, you're never getting those out. If you're in a survival case and you're in the wilderness and you need to do that for survival, by all means, obviously you don't have a choice. However, you want to get rid of those acids, and that's where the filtering of your kidneys becomes very, very important. Okay? So I also want to show you something else that's very important, and this is going to get into the oregano oil, and I'm going to show some negative things that people may be aware of, or some things that people thought were negative that are actually positive, and the potential dangers of oregano oil. We already know the benefits of it. Oregano oil is they're going to say it's generally recognized as safe. Okay, it's a potent medicinal herb. I just want everyone to see that it is an herb. It's a powerful spice. It's something that grows and is natural. Wild oregano oil has been used for hundreds of years. It's been around a long, long time. And I'm going to show you here in a moment what the Chinese are now using it for, on top of everything else. So the only thing I want to mention is, when taken internally, they're saying it can cause gastrointestinal upset, and those with high blood pressure, heart disease, and conditions should avoid it. Now, the gastrointestinal upset really isn't anything to do with the oregano oil, because I've taken this many, many times. It has to do with the dead microbes, and it has to do with these particular microbes that are dying very, very quickly. It's kind of like the Herxheimer's reaction, and that is something that can happen when you first start taking it. And for those of you that don't know, I first took this 7 years ago, and I can contest to some degree of that. But when you're using high quality oregano oil, that's not going to happen unless you've never detoxed and you have a lot of dead microbes being killed immediately. So that can happen along with headaches and nausea, and those can go away in a very short time, usually a few days. So basically, if you're allergic to oregano oil, oregano, then you don't want to take oregano oil. And this particular allergy has to do with basil, lavender, mint, sage, etc. So if you're allergic to those, obviously it's in the same family as oregano. You don't want to take that. Now, also, they're stating on here, which I'm going to show you here, is false information. Also, most antibacterial agents don't discriminate between good bacteria and bad bacteria. Now, that is true in most cases, but the issue here is that they're saying since oil of oregano has a powerful bacteria-killing properties, using it long-term may reduce the population of health-promoting bacteria in your gut. And then they're going to state that, however, this is based on speculation and no studies yet prove this theory. Again, it's a theory. Because actually I can tell you, in years past, when I can tell you this from my own experience, in years past, I would say 6 years ago, if you watch my videos and you'll be aware of this, I've talked about this before, when I was on a very poor diet, an acid diet, as I just mentioned in the previous article I showed with PubMed, showing that hard cheeses are substantially higher, where you get a negative amount of acids coming from fruits and vegetables and even fruit juices. So let's say I ate some chicken and it was slightly pink, and I knew immediately, a few hours later, I start feeling this rumbling in my stomach. I better take the oregano oil. Take it right away, I'd be fine. If I waited, then I would already be vomiting. It's not something that you would take. However, as I started drinking the coconut water and healing my body from this actual illness, and then, obviously, if I had loose stools, not being gross, and you have any type of diarrhea, once I took the oregano oil, whether it was a day later or 2 days later, it automatically would help my gut, which is the microflora in my gut. It would help produce that, so that way the stools would come out in their normal form. So that's how I know what they're telling you is false in this information. So when you're taking the oregano oil, and there's been many other articles you can read on this, you can Google microflora in your gut. Oregano oil helps the microflora in your gut. So that is something that happens. Alright? So the oregano oil is something just like any herb you can cycle on, cycle off. You can use it for a few weeks, even 3 weeks, take a week off, take a few weeks off. I've been telling people this for years, or you can take a few days off each week, just like any other herb. Carnivora, I've taken time off, and I've used it for, a month or two consecutive months. And the carnivora is from the Venus flytrap plant. So again, all of this is very important information for you folks to know. And what I want to show you here is very, very interesting. This is about kidney disease. And this is in China. And what they're showing here is, I just want to show you that it has kidney protective ability. Okay? And in clinic, they say many conditions can induce chronic kidney disease. Among them, diabetes is one of the leading cause of kidney disease, especially end-stage kidney disease. And this is absolutely 100% true, because people are eating poor diets, causing these high and even sometimes low blood sugar symptoms. I've had the low blood sugar symptoms a while back, and I know what that is. And this was before getting into all of this with the oregano oil and having a poor diet, so I know what this is talking about. It makes perfect sense. That's why the Chinese are always ahead of what's going on. Chinese medicines have been around for thousands of years, and this is not even really TCM. This is just in China. This is from kidneyservicechina.com. So basically they're saying, as reported by the National Kidney Foundation, oregano oil contains glycosides, which can help regulate blood glucose levels. Besides, it can also treat high blood pressure, so it can help protect kidney from further damage. And then it's going to talk about it has antibacterial properties, and it's going to say, with the decline of kidney function, a lot of waste products and toxins may accumulate in the body. These harmful substances may disturb patients' immune system. So besides, if patients take steroids and immunosuppressants, they might be at high risk of infections, which is very, very true. And even Western medicine knows this. Oregano oil has strong antibacterial ability, so it can prevent urinary tract infections and kidney infection effectively. And then it talked about the antioxidant. Oregano oil is an antioxidant. It has a high pH level. We just went over the pH with the acids. You're not going to get that problem with oregano oil. It is a source of antioxidant substances that can help remove free radicals from the body and protect the remaining kidney functioning tissues. Besides, it can also improve patients' immune ability, so as it to prevent infections, cold, fever, and some other problems effectively. Now, I want to mention that if you're using the oregano oil and you have a poor diet, and especially if you have kidney disease and you're using it in this manner, you're treating symptoms if you're continuing to get infections. Despite it being antibacterial and have amazing antifungal properties, if you're continuing to consume the same foods, the oregano oil is not going to fix the underlying problem. Will it kill the bacteria? Absolutely. Can the bacteria come back? Absolutely. So I want everyone to understand this. Once you fix your kidneys, this is the beauty of it. Once you fix your kidneys, and I would suggest using the 5 medicinal mushrooms. I'll put the video link under this. I'm still using those. Those are phenomenal for helping really rebuild your jing, which the Chinese know about. It's the kind of the magical fluid in your kidneys, and this can be depleted from diet. For men, the older you are, too much masturbation can really lower your jing. So those mushrooms really help with that. Okay, so I'm going to leave a link to that so people will have that information. So I really want people to understand this. Okay, and the whole point here is when you fix the issue, you don't need to use the oregano oil again. And you can use it maybe once in a while. You travel out of the country or you're going to an area where the water's really bad, you can use the oregano oil to treat the water. It will kill the bacteria in the water. That's what wild oregano oil does. So let me just finish a few more points here and then I'll end this video. From the above analysis, we all know, we can know oregano oil does improve CKD patients' health conditions. However, if used incorrectly, kidney patients may suffer some side effects such as diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, and so on. Isn't that what I just mentioned in the other article? Some of the dangers. That can happen if you don't use it properly. If you're using New Age's oregano oil, it's really, really highly concentrated, 1 to 3 drops. If you're using some other oregano oil that's out there, it's not wild oregano oil and it's already diluted, you may need to use a few more drops to be effective. But at this point, I want to still suggest, as they are, from this point, kidney disease patients should use this oil with doctor's guidance. And I really want people to understand that it's the fruits, even some vegetables. I'm really a fan of arugula. The herbs is what's going to heal the body. The more you add into it, from all these things that people are telling you online, the less likely your body will heal, even if you're doing all of this. And I've talked about this over and over and over. If you're really young and you haven't experienced what disease is like, and disease means dis-ease, the symptoms of your kidneys not filtering properly, sluggish liver, and a poorly functioning lymphatic system which is stagnated, then you have no idea what this means. But the people with chronic issues, you need to go with the berries and melons, and that's what's going to help you move forward. Any questions, go ahead and let me know. But at this point, I want everyone to understand this and use everything in the right dosages. 1 to 3 drops a day. You can always take a week off with the oregano oil, as any herb. Use the mushrooms for 30 days or 3 weeks, take a week off. You need to do this, folks. And fruits and vegetables, you should be doing every day. That's the point. Mainly fruits, especially 80% fruits, will really heal the body. But if you go 100%, especially berries and melons, I am now doing a 21-day trial. I started a few days ago of just berries, and melons. That's it. Of course, I'm using the antioxidant powders because those are berries. And the melons, I'm using fresh melons, mainly watermelon and some other kind of exotic melons, and I'm doing that twice a day, along with berries twice a day, antioxidant powders once a day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.